Joining me today is Rob Bills, Managing Director and CEO at Emmerson Resources. Here we're speaking at IR's Mining the Territory Conference 2011, taking place on the 4th to the 7th of October 2011 in Darwin. Rob, thanks very much for joining me today.
Thanks, James, and good morning.
Why is the NT such a good place to explore?
I look, as a junior explorer, the most important aspect of anywhere you explore is the potential, really, in terms of discovery. We regard Northern Territory as, a bit of a frontier. It hasn't seen, in our view, a lot of systematic exploration, and therefore, we firmly believe it's got the potential, to deliver a lot more new deposits.
Do you think there's a mismatch, though, between the realistic timeframes of discovery and markets and investors?
Yes, there is, and that's something really you've just got to manage. I don't think that's ever going to change or go away, and really discovery process is a sort of a 5-year plus sort of time frame to be realistic, and it takes, particularly in a greenfields environment, it does take a long time to build up your knowledge of the area and, fly your surveys and do the drilling, particularly in a place like the Northern Territory where you've got the wet season to contend with, and that obviously places some constraints on the amount of time you can actually spend on the ground.
What's the key to managing stakeholder expectations during the early stages of high-risk exploration?
Look, I think the only way of doing this is to make sure everyone's fully aware before they actually take a stake in the company, and then once they do, keep them fully abreast of what you're doing. You can't do any more than that, and that's what we've tried to do in Emmerson. We've tried to point out to people, the programs that we're doing and keep them fully informed all the way through.
Do you think there is actually equal support, though, for pre-competitive framework studies in mature provinces compared with the newer regions?
No, look, James, this is where there is a bit of an issue, I think. We're conducting exploration in Tennant Creek mineral field, which is regarded, I guess, by the NT government as more of a brownfields region. But what we're actually doing is some very bold new exploration and applying new technologies in greenfields areas within that province. So, we don't get any support, basically, for any of that. So, really, I think it is a bit discriminatory. We are looking for the next new Tier 1 or large deposit in Tennant Creek, and really there's not a lot there for us.
You're speaking at IR's Mining the Territory Conference 2011, which takes place on the 4th to 7th of October in Darwin. What will you be addressing in your presentation?
I'll be talking about a couple of the issues that we've already talked about, some of the experiences that we've had in Tennant Creek, and I guess reinforcing the point that as a junior mining company, you really need to think carefully about a number of these issues, the timeframes to discovery, your markets, your investors, managing your stakeholders, pre-competitive frameworks, things like that. But also, I guess, just our experiences in terms of exploring in the Tennant Creek mineral field and the application of new technology and new ideas to a brownfields environment.
Rob Bills, many thanks for joining me today. We're looking forward to seeing your presentation in Darwin this October.
Thanks very much, James.